Number 13. The 1936 Stout Scarab. This unique vehicle was designed by William Stout, an aircraft engineer who eventually turned his attention to designing personal vehicles. This powerful car had a Ford V8 engine that sat on the backside of the car. The roomy interior of the Scarab gave passengers a diner-like experience as they cruised around in what was a very luxurious vehicle for 1936. Unfortunately, Mr. Stout's design was too expensive for the general public. It was priced at $5,000, which would be over $90,000 today, and only 9 of these cars were ever made. The 12th car on this list was only ever seen once at an auto show and was never seen publicly again. The 1935 Bugatti Type 57S Compétition Coupé Aerolithe made its first appearance at the Paris Auto Show in 1935, and rumor has it the vehicle was lost after the show. Many people believe that it was used for parts in the standard model 57 seconds that went into production that year. The photos and videos you will see of this car today is a reproduction from 2007 that was created based on old photos and an oil painting a Bugatti engineer had made of the car. Number 11. The 1941 Chrysler Thunderbolt. The designer of this beautiful Art Deco vehicle was originally inspired by Streamliner trains when coming up with the design. Though the outside reflected the styles of the times, the vehicle itself was actually quite futuristic. It was among the first consumer vehicles to have power windows, and it even had a fully retractable hardtop. Additionally, it had headlights that would pop open at the push of a button. Coming in at number 10 on our list is the 1942 Lough Electrique. The designer, Paul Arzens, had previously designed train cars, and his inspiration is clear in the design of this unique aluminum vehicle. Arzens was clearly ahead of his time and made this vehicle to run on batteries rather than the standard gas-powered vehicle of its time. This vehicle, made of hand-formed aluminum and plexiglass, had to have been one of the strangest vehicles on the streets of Paris in 1942. You will never find another vehicle like the one at number 9 on our list. The 1947 Norman Timms Special had taken inspiration from Indy racing of the time with its unique curves and front-mounted cockpit. The raindrop tail of the car surely turned plenty of heads for folks driving the car in 1947 as well as today. Number 8. The 1951 GM LeSabre. The LeSabre was the first car to have fins and a windshield that wrapped around the front of the car. These features later became the standard in American vehicles, but at the time they were quite unique. One especially unique feature of the car was the moisture detector that would automatically raise the convertible top when it rained. Number 7 on our list is a car that you would have to see to believe. The 1953 General Motors Firebird is a uniquely shaped car, to say the least. Unfortunately, this jet fighter-looking car isn't able to fly, but it has almost everything your favorite jet would have, including a bubble cockpit, wings, and tail fin. This car was not surprisingly a very fast car in its time, boasting 370 horsepower. The 1950s Chrysler Streamline X comes in at number 6 on our list. This car was clearly a product of the 1950s. Its fins and aerodynamic design were created as an experiment by the designers to explore crosswind resistance in Chrysler vehicles. This jet-like vehicle was a modern marvel of its time and even landed itself a place in the Henry Ford Museum until 1969. Number 5. The 1956 Buick Centurion. This concept car was decades ahead of its time and featured a backup camera. Another fascinating feature of this vehicle was the panoramic view that passengers had through the bubble roof and cockpit. With all of the fancy features of the Centurion, Buick still made sure to include plenty of power with a V8 engine that could produce 325 horsepower. Number 4. The 1959 Cadillac Cyclone. The uniquely shaped black cones on the front of this futuristic car weren't just for decoration. They were actually enabled with radar, which allowed them to be used as a crash avoidance system. When getting too close to an object, the car would sense the danger and immediately set off a series of lights and high-pitched sounds to alert the driver. If needed, the car could even apply the brakes. Third on our list is the 1970 Ferrari 512 Modulo. This one-of-a-kind car is one of the most powerful cars on the list with a whopping 550 horsepower. The Modulo features a V12 engine and can hit 60 miles per hour in 3.1 seconds. It can also reach a top speed of 220 miles per hour. Number 2. The 1970 Lancia Stratos. The Lancia Stratos was a concept car that measured less than 3 feet tall. Because it was so short, the driver and any passengers had to enter the vehicle through the front windshield, which lifted straight up. Number 1 on our list is a car with a body unlike any of the others. The 2001 BMW Gina was specially designed with a polyurethane-coated spandex body which was supposed to shift according to the ideal aerodynamic shape. The designer had also hoped the shape-shifting abilities of this car would allow the customer to choose from a variety of different shape options. Unfortunately, this car never made it past the concept stage, but we hope to see more cars using this technology in the future.